Lives in a monochrome world, working from the side through her lonely eyes. It reflects the ocean and stars, but her cry echoes around the simple loss of love in her heart, making this whole fairy tale alive. And sorrow's tender embrace, this was never meant to happen. Day, the only reason you have to stay. Hear me sing my song and just keep holding on. Cinderella, why don't you stay with me tonight? We will dance until midnight comes and we could run away. Oh, we will never ever be apart. Set aside all your fears, this magic lives inside your heart. I am here, would you wanna stay with me tonight? Follow me, we will run across the bridge of fantasy. Oh, all the pain and sadness let it be. Believe in me, hold me close, don't never let me go. Come and stay with me forever. The magic lives so long as I am here.
Alright, so this is Cinderella Phenomenon, if I can talk today. This is a web novel. I already started it previously. I think I completed maybe 2 chapters of it. I love this story. It's anything princess related because I am a 26-year-old female, so I grew up with the Disney stories in the 90s, so naturally I want anything princess, which is kind of cliche, but whatever. I really enjoy the art style on this. The story is interesting, so we'll get to a certain point where I don't even know what's going to happen next. The beginning shouldn't be too crazy. So I'm really excited. I hope you enjoy it if you're watching this. Cool, thank you. So let's get started. Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away, there were 2 crystals. One was the crystallum lucis, protected by the ruler of the fairies. The other was the crystallum tenebrarum, oh god, I can't say anything, which was watched over by the high leader of the witches. The lucis was sustained by love, happiness, and joy. The tenebrarum by fear, anger, and hatred. The fairies and witches lived in harmony with the humans of the kingdom. They regulated the powers of the crystals in order to maintain balance between darkness and light. For there can be no joy without sadness, no courage without fear. The kingdom was at peace for a time. Then one day a traveling bard decided to write stories, tales of the magic and wonders of the kingdom. He named these stories fairy tales. In fairy tales, the light always emerged victorious, and true love was the usual reward. The fairy tale spread further than could have been predicted. The humans of the kingdom began to believe that the fairy tales were true and that the magic of the witches was inherently wicked and cruel. The witches became hated and feared. Eventually they were hunted like animals. The witch hunt. The high leader of the witches, in all of her anger, created the fairy tale curse. You think we are wicked? So be it. Just as you have taken our happily ever afters, we shall take yours. The witches used the fairy tale curse to attack humans indiscriminately, ultimately throwing the kingdom into chaos and darkness. The ruler of the fairies, the Lucius Bearer, sought to regain peace. But the witches were blinded by their hatred for humans who were responsible for the witch genocide. A terrible war, the Great War, began. Eventually, the Tenebrarum Bearer, the high leader of the witches, was finally defeated. The Tenebrarum was lost, peace was restored, and the light was once again triumphed. But darkness can never fully disappear. It waits in the shadows, patient for when its time will inevitably return. Ooh, contract sign here. I guess I'll just leave it as Lucette. I don't know. I don't have anything. Well, yeah, we'll leave it as Lucette. That's fine with me. Prologue. Ice Princess. My name is Lucette Riella Britton, daughter of King Gennaro Britton III. I am the crown princess of the kingdom of Angel. We'll just say Angel. I don't know what that's. Angel. At least that. Sorry, can't talk. At least that was who I used to be. But that was before yesterday when I became a victim of the infamous fairy tale curse. Dun dun dun. Oh, I love the art. It's so pretty. Everyone has forgotten my birthright. Now I'm nothing more than a lowly peasant. I feel like I'm stuck in a nightmare. But no, this is my reality now. I still have no idea what I must do to break the curse. I close my eyes and remember that day. It started out like any other day. Maid A. How generic. Maid A. Have you heard? Another person was cursed. I am on my way to the dining hall for breakfast when I stop and listen to the sound of hushed voices. There are two maids standing next to each other with brooms in hand. These two are slacking off again. Uh-oh, that's not nice, you can already tell. Maid B. That's terrible. What fairy tale curse was it? They say it was Pinocchio. I'm so excited. Pinocchio, the fairy tale with the lying boy whose nose grows longer? That's awful. You know, more and more people have been getting cursed lately. You think those wicked witches are up to something again? I thought the fairy tale curses would stop after you-know-who was defeated. Oh, a little Harry Potter-ish, huh? Ooh, here comes Lucette. I don't want to be mean. You two are hired to work, not talk. Meow. Well, we're sorry, Your Highness. As only can be expected from the likes of them. Ew. I, played this, but it was so long ago, I don't remember her being so mean in the beginning. Another fairy tale curse. The fairy tale curse started spreading even before the Great War began. I do not have much interest in its effects even now. After all, most humans probably deserve to get cursed. The victims are weak. Ooh, foreshadowing. Angel would be better off without the dead weight. Yikes. If we're up to Mother, the curse would have been banished from Angel the instant they fell prey to it. But Mother's not here anymore. And she will not come back, ever. Princess, the king and queen are waiting in the dining hall. I am on my way. Oh, everything's so pretty in this thing. The king, Ophelia, and Rod are all present in the dining hall. Someone is conspicuously missing, but I ignore their absence. King Gennaro. Good morning, Lucette. Good morning, Your Majesty. Good morning, Lucette. Ooh. Lucette. Ophelia. Ophelia Woodensove. Every day I wonder why my father, the king, married a lowly baker. She can never be a true queen, for she pales in comparison to Mother. I take my seat next to the king and look up at the person sitting opposite me. Rod Benedict Woodensov, my stepbrother, is bored and quiet as usual. He is 2 years my junior and is the younger of Ophelia's children. He is mute and uses a plush bunny to voice his thoughts. It was apparently given him by a fairy. He minds his own business and is easy to deal with, but his older sister... My eyes go to the empty seat beside him. She's probably the most infuriating person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing. Evangeline? Is I think the name? Evangeline? That's hard. Why are these names so difficult? I'm so sorry I'm late. I was reading and forgot the time. And here she is. Good morning, dear father, mother. Good morning, Rod. And good morning to you too, Lucette. Oh, she's so nice. And what the heck am I going to say now? It's a beautiful morning, isn't it? Ugh, nothing. So rude. Evangeline Woodensov, Rod's elder sister and my stepsister. She acts as if we are blood, as if she too were born a princess. As if she could be crown princess, perhaps steal my place. I would never let that happen. Now that everyone is here, let us begin. Butlers glide in with silver trays to carefully serve us breakfast. So, that's not, I don't know how to say that. So, Emmeline? Is it Emmeline? So, Emmeline, you were reading the fairy tale books that the king brought you? Oh yes, there are so many and they are all so wonderful. Thank you so much, Father. I'm happy that you like them. I love them. It's so strange that the library didn't have any of them to begin with. That is because Mother hated them. She had all the books burned. Yikes. But why? They are such charming stories. Fairy tales mislead humans into believing they can have things they do not deserve. Fame, riches, love, happily ever afters. And when their wishes do not come to fruition exactly as they want them to, the humans blame the witches for granting them in the first place. What are you implying about the witches, Lucette? The atmosphere shifts, the air in the room growing heavy. I continue to eat. Perhaps witches are not responsible for the evil in this world. Perhaps humans are the cause of their own downfall. Have you any idea what you're talking about, child? Witches have caused nothing but pain and suffering in this kingdom. Even now, they still spread the fairy tale curse to our innocent subjects. The truth is, I know very little about the time the witches had free reign over Angiel. I was very young then, and Mother forbade me to leave the palace, sometimes even my room. I know nothing of the people's supposed pain and suffering. Mother kept me away from everyone, and so I cannot bring myself to care. How do you know the cursed are innocent? Our people have been toiling day and night to rebuild Angiel after the Great War. Our people are the kingdom's foundation. I am endlessly grateful for their determination and resolve. Every day I wonder what your mother taught you about. Leave Mother out of this. Dear, please. Lucette, darling, your father didn't mean to. I'm not one of your children, Ophelia. I do not need your sympathy. Lucette, you will show your mother respect. Ooh, we shouldn't have said that. Yikes, that's not good. She is not my mother. I probably would have said the same thing. Like, don't push it. Jeez. I set down my fork and knife and stand up. I am done. Excuse me. At that point, why bother even saying excuse me? My father and I have never got on, but our relationship has significantly worsened since he married the baker. The baker! Oh god, she's evil! My father, the king, has been 17. It has been 17 years. I've never felt any love from him. He treats Emmeline and Rod, who only entered our life 1 year ago, like his own children. Someone's bitter. Better than he has ever treated me. You're only a princess, you know. Terrible, terrible treatment. This has been my life ever since Mother passed away 4 years ago. Mother was the only one that was there for me when no one else was. If it wasn't for the accident during the Great War, she would still be here. Dang, this girl is so angry about everything. Like, if a fly landed on her, she'd probably freak out and banish flies at this point. Jesus. Why the sour face so early in the morning, princess? Ooh, it's just a man. Who is this talking to us? Oh snap, you know they're important when they get their own picture zoomed out like that. Let me guess, the king, the queen, or Princess Emmeline? Or is it all of them? I ignore his question. Fritz, what are you doing here so early? I'm running some errands for my father. Fitzgerald Aidan Leverton, son of the highest knight in the Order of Caldera. His father, Sir Alcaster, has served the royal family for many years. Sir Alcaster is one of the king's most trusted advisors. 3 years ago, Fritz was assigned the honor of becoming my personal knight. His presence is the only company I can tolerate nowadays. Wow, isn't she just a blast to be around? You should wait in the throne room then. Thank you. Princess? Yes? You know, I haven't seen you smile once since I met you. Why is that of any importance? Still, I do hope to see you smile one day, Princess. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I'll see you at 10. 10? Don't tell me you've forgotten. Forgotten what? You're going to town today, remember? I deflate as a realization dawns upon me. It has been 2 days since the king issued the order. Okay, so we're getting a flashback within a flashback. Not confusing at all. Lucette, I would like you to accompany Emmeline on one of her town outings. Surely you could send maids with her instead. I would not have requested you to accompany her if I was going to send her with maids. I want you to make an effort to get along with your sister. Stepsister. Ooh, making that clarification. She is your sister and you would treat her and Rod as if they were of your blood. 2 days from now, you're going to accompany Emmeline outside. Oh God, is she agoraphobic? It has been 4 years since you last left the palace. Oh my God, I think she has agoraphobia. Ever since then, you have locked yourself away. You barely leave your room. Angiel was in the grip of war back then, but now the kingdom is safe and back to its former glory. I want you to see how beautiful Angiel really is. Lucette, a princess must know her kingdom. Go with Emmeline and she will show you the town that you only ever see through your windows. Is that an order? If it needs to be. Ooh. Are we clear? Lucette. Understood. The last time I left the palace was 4 years ago, when the king took me with him to check on the people after the Great War had ended. I shake my head, removing myself from the memory. I am safe here. Princess, are you alright? It won't be that bad. The townsfolk are good people. How can you be so sure? Times have changed, people change. That is precisely the problem. Mother never changed. Mother loved me until the end. Sometimes change is for the better, Princess. I think you'll see that today. If you'll excuse me, I shall see you later. Delora, do you think witches are capable of bringing back the dead? I wish you could talk to me, you and the others. My dolls are my only friends. They are the only ones I can trust. Unlike humans, they will never betray me. They will never hurt me. They will always be there for me. The moment I saw Delora, I knew she was special. She was different, so elegant and realistic. It was almost as if she was breathing. She was a gift from the king on my 17th birthday. I only started receiving dolls from him when Mother passed away. Mother does not believe in birthday celebrations, but every year at midnight, a letter would appear under my door. It would contain instructions leading me through the palace on an adventure to a room filled with gifts, cakes, and sweets. A child's dream. I had been fascinated by the dolls, which had always held a little greeting card. A card with the words "I love you" signed on it by M. The card would tell me to keep those celebrations as a special secret, but I didn't need to be told that. Mother always found a way to show me she still cared, in her own way. The secret celebrations had stopped as soon as she had disappeared. Yes? Excuse me, Your Highness, the king has requested your presence. This better not be another lecture. Tell him I am on my way. I will see you later, Delora. Oh. Good morning, Your Highness. Sir Mithros, the royal advisor. Father trusts him Father trusts him a great deal, just like he does Sir Alcaster. Every day you look more and more like your mother. I sometimes find Sir Mithros talking to Mother's portrait when he thinks no one is looking. He must have admired her a lot, but I cannot bring myself to think highly of him. There is something about him that puts me on edge. Is it the one covered eye? Because the one eye being covered is freaking me out a little. Are you on your way to see the king? I shall not keep you then. Until our next meeting, dear princess. Your Majesty? Lucette, are you ready? You enjoy this, Lucette. I've heard the toy shop has lovely dolls. This will be good for you. You will get to know your sister better, and you will be able to interact with and learn about the people of Angio, about our subjects. I will not learn anything I do not already know. Why do you always believe that people around you are incapable of good? Because I have seen how quickly people will betray and manipulate each other to get what they want. Mother warned me about human nature. You do not see clearly, Lucette. If you would only open your eyes, you'd be able to see how good people really are. I believe I'm already quite capable of seeing the true nature of people. After all I've seen, there is no good in you. Ooh, God. She really sharpened her claws for this conversation, didn't she? Lucette, where were you when I needed you 4 years ago? Where have you been ever since? Back then I'd be overflowing with grief and pain, or I'd been overflowing with grief and pain. I just lost Mother, my entire world. I hoped that maybe he would have shown me love and compassion. Even just a hug to let me know someone was there. It had been a childish hope. I had been left alone. I did not see him for months and barely heard his voice. You cannot rely on anyone but yourself. You cannot trust anyone but yourself. This is what you have taught me, Your Majesty. I know that I have hurt you. I know that there is nothing I can do to atone for what I did. But please, Ophelia and her children are not part of that. They do not deserve to be hated. In the end, they still mattered more to him than I ever did. Lucette, enough. I have already said I will go. Everyone is waiting outside. I shudder at the thought of leaving the past after so many years. Lucette, it will be okay. How can you be so sure? Thank you for agreeing to accompany Emmeline. Would not disobey an order from the king. Excuse me. God, this little girl is awful. Hello, how can I help? Oh my god, these names. Viorica. Viorica. Princess Emmeline. How good to see you. I try Emmeline, ignoring her as she embraces her friend. I glance around the small shop. The dolls displayed are nowhere near the quality of the ones in my room. I cannot understand why Emmeline insisted she buy gifts for her friends here. I cannot believe I'm outside the palace. There's no need to be so tense, Princess. I would never let anything happen to you. Your only job is to relax and enjoy yourself. You ask the impossible of me. There is no need to be formal, Viorica. I'm still the same as I was. Man, that name really trips me up. Oh yes, Rod's come along as well. It's been a while, Viorica. It's good to see you again too, Rod. And I must introduce you to Her Highness, the Crown Princess Lucette. It's an old snap face. The look on Viorica's face as she takes a step back from me is all too familiar. Fear. My apologies for being so rude, Your Highness. Good morning. And this is Sir Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, Sir Alcaster's son. It's a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Oh, you're Sir Fitzgerald? You really are as handsome as Emmeline described in her letters. Ooh hoo hoo. I'm sorry? Yeah, who does that to a friend? That is terrible. If anybody ever tells you that they think someone's cute, do not tell them to their face. That's embarrassing. Jesus. But please don't mind her, Sir Fitzgerald. I'm sorry, Emmeline. Right. Ha ha. So, what brings you all the way here? Let's just change the subject. Oh, I'm here to get some toys. Gifts for some new friends. Toys from here? Are you sure? Of course I am. Just a reminder to try to shop local when possible. I cross my arms. I would prefer we finish this errand as quickly as possible. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, Your Highness. Princess, I can barely breathe in here. I just want to go back to the palace. Beautiful lady. Good morning. Up until this point, I'd always considered Mother to be the fairest beauty in the land. The lady that walks in proves me wrong. Her beauty is mesmerizing and clearly without peer. Everyone in the shop is openly staring. Oh, you're early today, ma'am. I have some important errands to run later. Are the items ready now? Oh, of course. Let me go and fetch them for you. I'll just be one moment, Emmeline. Why is she smiling at me? Here you are, ma'am. Thank you. Ah, that lady was beautiful. Right? Any girl standing next to her becomes hopelessly ugly by comparison. Who is she? She's new around town. Some say that she's a fairy. A fairy? Fairies had saved Angel from witches 4 years ago. Everyone considered them our saviors, and yet the fairies are still unable to stop the fairy tale curse from spreading. Here you go. Thank you so much. No, thank you, Viorica. I hope to drop by again soon. Good, I look forward to seeing you again. I hope to see you again soon as well, Rod. Likewise. Leaving the palace was a bad idea. While I am out, I am the center of attention. Some townsfolk point and stare at me. Most, however, make a point of avoiding me, like I am the plague. There are some spiteful stares, but thankfully none are as nearly as intense as they were 4 years ago. I'm sure the townsfolk are only surprised to see you again after so many years. Right. Fritz and Rod lag behind us, which leaves only Emmeline walking beside me. I cannot decide which is worse, the staring or her company. God, this girl is so angry about everything. Oh, Lucette, look, a street performance. It's been so long since I last watched one. A street performance. Good day, everyone. My name is Waltz, and I'm here to spread some happiness and magic. The boy named Waltz snaps his fingers, and colorful flower petals start to rain down from the sky. Isn't that pretty, Lucette? And are those princesses over there? It's an honor to have you in my... Oh my god, I can't talk. And are those the princesses over there? It is an honor to have you in attendance. There we go. Please accept this humble gift. He snaps his fingers and white lilies appear in his hand. Oh, pretty. Oh, thank you. Oh, he's sad. The boy looks at me as if expecting some kind of reaction. Oh, the audacity. When he gets nothing from me, he sighs and gives me a wry smile. I hope to see you again during my next show. We'll definitely try. He gracefully bows before moving back into his area to perform more magic tricks for a gathering crowd. There are performers like this all around, Angiel. I love them. Maybe someday we'll get to see some musicians too. Those are my favorite. I do not intend to leave the palace again. Ay, ay, ay. But, you don't like it out here? Rod and I grew up here. I love Angiel. It's my favorite part of the kingdom. I wanted to share this with you, Lucette. I know you didn't really want to come, but you still tagged along. That means a lot to me, so thank you. I did not do this for you. Oh my god, can't you just be quiet? I'm only here because the king ordered me to go with you. I just want us to be closer, Lucette. I would like to try and be your friend. I do not want or need your friendship. No matter how you act around me, we are not and will never be sisters. I'd take care to remember that if I were you. But Rod suddenly grabs my hand, pulling me away from Emmeline. Stop. He is staring daggers at me. I think this is the first time I've ever seen him angry. Rod, don't. Let me go. Oh, it's getting intense. Both of you ought to stay away from me. I feel the heavy atmosphere as I turn to look at the people staring at us. Their expressions mirror the looks of disdain I saw years ago. I wonder why, you little jerk. Jeez. Anger. Disgust. Hatred. This is intense for a 17-year-old. This is her teenage angst. Begin to walk away. Princess, wait! Don't follow me. Okay, because that's really smart. Princess! I love the background. Everything's so pretty in this. I adjust my cloak, making sure my face is hidden from view. I should have never left the palace. As I walk around, I watch the people bumbling down the streets. So carefree. They work so hard for so little reward. They could work their entire lives and never have a fraction of what I have. And yet, they are happy. And I heard a niece lost her job at the palace. It's true, Crown Princess Lucette made sure the poor girl was fired. I stop in my tracks at the mention of my name. Not again. Anise, was it the name of the one maid that tore Delora's dress? If so, my decision to fire her was justified. A palace maid cannot be clumsy. Why should I tolerate poor performance? What did I do that was so wrong? I know that Anise, hardworking and big-hearted, very good with medicine. Shame she lost her job so quickly. You know how hard the Crown Princess is to please. My friend at the palace says she doesn't even smile, only goes around with that cold look on her face. That's probably why they call her the Ice Princess. Ice Princess? So all those times I heard servants saying that, I'd always suspected they were talking about me. She's the complete opposite of our Princess Emmeline. That child's an angel. We all know she should be Crown Princess. Annoyance begins to simmer inside me. I cannot stand hearing anymore, so I walk away. Ever since Emmeline entered my life, I am always being compared to her. And now I've become second best. I'm Lucette Riella Britton, daughter of King Gennaro Britton III and the Crown Princess of the Kingdom of Angiel. I am of royal blood. She is nothing. There you are. Princess, you must come back with me. It's getting too late for you to remain outside. Princess? Are you alright? Are you hurt? I brush him off and turn away. No need to fuss. Let's return to the palace. Leaving the palace was physically and mentally draining. My bed is welcoming to my unusually heavy body. I turn my head and meet Delora's glassy gaze from where she sits on my shelf. I left the palace today, Delora. It was the same as all those years ago. Everyone looked at me like I was... What have I ever done to deserve those looks? How can I be so hated? Ice Princess. I wish Mother was here. I look at the smiling faces of my dolls. At least I still have all of you. I yawn and stretch my arms. Good night, Delora. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Singing? But who? Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I blink my eyes open, only to see Delora sitting right in front of me on my bed. Moonlight spills across her delicate features. How I wonder what you are. Wasn't she on the shelf with all the other dolls when I went to bed? Delora? It's almost time. Oh, snap. I pinch my cheeks to make sure I'm not dreaming. It hurts. Only 10 minutes before the clock strikes 12. Oh, snap. I hope you're ready, Princess. What? My doll just turned into a human. How? Who are you? You know who I am. I've been watching you since the day your father gave me to you. What is happening? I don't think I've ever been so confused in my life. All the answers will come with time, but right now I am here to give you something, Princess. Is this Cinderella's very own glass slipper? It is beautiful, too beautiful, then a realization begins to dawn upon me. You're a witch! Oh my god, it took her that long? Smart girl. I knew you'd figure that out eventually. Oh man. Now it's time to say goodbye to your precious crown. What? Sweet dreams, Cinderella. Hey, wake up, girl. Huh? Well, where am... Ow, my head. You have some nerve sleeping in front of my shop. Leave before a customer sees you. I was in my room. How am I here? Did you not hear what I said, you filthy child? Filthy? You would speak to your crown princess in such a manner? If you're the crown princess, then I'm the queen. You must have been knocked on the head quite hard to have such grand delusions. I'm not delusional. I'm Lucette Riella Britton, blood daughter of King Gennaro Britton III and the Crown Princess of Angiel. Right, the king never had a daughter with that witch. Is she referring to mother? Witch? Don't pretend to be stupid, girl. I can only stare at her puzzled. Our good king only has stepchildren, Princess Emmeline and Prince Rod. And you are most definitely neither of them. What? Now get gone before you go spouting your crazy gibberish at my customers and scare them away. With a huff, she leaves me to my own rapidly returning thoughts. I quickly realize that I'm wearing tattered clothes and I do not even have shoes on. No, 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 no. This cannot be happening. Something shines against my chest and I reach up to grab it. This is... It all floods back. Delora being a witch, Cinderella's glass slipper. This is not a dream. Delora gave me the fairy tale curse. My hands begin to tremble. I must return to the palace to speak with the king. Let me in! Sorry, girl, but this place is off limits to uninvited guests. You do not understand. I am Crown Princess Lucette Riella Britton. I must speak with my father. As loath as I am to call him that, I have to. No one will believe me if I'm addressing him by title. You best leave now, nice and quiet, before we have to force you. If you would only... Make way for the king. Oh, that's convenient. The gates swing open and 3 horses trot out. Soldiers ride 2 of the horses while the last horse has a different, familiar rider. Father! I immediately move to block the path of his horse. The soldiers move to hold me back. Your Majesty! What is this? Your Majesty, this girl's claiming to be your daughter. Daughter? Both of my stepchildren are in the palace right now. What even father is part of this? Father, you must help me. A witch has cursed me. For once in your life, just once, help me. You must believe me. Tell me, where's your family, child? Why are you all alone? He looks at me with pity in his eyes. He is looking at me more kindly as a peasant than he ever did when I was the crown princess and his daughter. I recoil. You must be hungry. Take this. This should feed you and your family for a day or 2. The kingdom offers work opportunities for those who need them. Please let your parents know. We do not want your pity. Father, please escort this girl back to her home. Make sure she gets there safely. At once, Your Majesty. I watch as my father and his 2 guards ride away on their horses, leaving me to stand in their dust. He left me alone. Again. Where's your home, girl? There is nowhere left for me to go. Father has forgotten me. Leave me. Now look here, our orders were to leave me alone. Suit yourself, can't say we didn't try. Don't cause any more scenes, little girl. I watched with bleary eyes as the soldiers returned to the palace. How can this be happening? I stare at the small pouch in my hands. I do not know what hurts more, the fact that I've just been unceremoniously paraded away from my home like I am nothing more than a piece of garbage, or the fact that my own father does not recognize me. Oh, look at that girl's hideous dress. How difficult it is to be poor. I clutch the pouch closer to my chest as I run to an empty alley. I huddle in a corner trying to become as small as possible. I squeeze my eyes shut, hoping that when I open them, everything will be back to normal. A dream? No matter what happens, you must not leave the palace. Why? The world is cruel. People will only ever hurt you. But they are always so nice to me. That is only because you are the crown princess. They will only ever think of what they can take from you. I'm trying to protect you, my love. That is why you must never leave the palace. Never leave Mother. I am the only one who will ever love you so much. Do you understand? I understand? Oh my god, I didn't even finish the chapter. Chapter 1, The Marchman. I'm gonna stop it right here, because the prologue was pretty long. And then, my next video, I'm gonna do chapter 1 until I complete it. So let's see where we end up, because this has been a lot of fun. We're gonna... Whoops. We're gonna slave? We're gonna save this in which slot? We're gonna go to 7. Lucky number 7. Hopefully you remember that. Slot 49. This is gonna be our first save spot for the prologue, and then once we get to any decision making, I'll save them in different slots, just so if we ever want to go back, make different decisions, see if it affects the story in any way. I'm not sure. Like I said, I only did, I believe, like 2 chapters. That was like the prologue in chapter 1. I can't wait to see where the story heads to next. I'm really excited. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave some comments if you have anything to say, or if you have questions, we can like kind of talk through, like have a little discussion. I'm really curious to see how she gets herself out of this mess. She really deserves it though. Honestly, she's a jerk. I feel bad saying that, but she is a jerk. Alright, until next time, see you later.